Okay, it is session 2 of Camp Mercy Falls. Well, I should say Monsterhearts 2 Camp Mercy Falls. All the normal cat stuff applies still from last time. Hope you don't have a problem with suicide because you may be getting triggered right now. Okay, so although to be fair, it was a thrill-seeking endeavor, not
She enjoyed it.
enjoyed it, right? A quick recap. Um, your characters were there at Camp Mercy Falls, getting it ready for campers. They're there for a weekend to get it ready for campers. There were a number of you who were supposed to be there, 6 of you, in fact. Um, 2 of the NPCs, Alex, our sort of like Ivy League bound go getter, and Toshelle, our conspiracy theorist, although it's not a theory, she's 100% correct. Um, they were there. Akiko, the dancer, did not show up, very out of character for her, it seems. You guys began setup. All that stuff was going on. Alex wandered off to another part of the camp to go do something. And eventually, this cat named Fall showed up. And he said a lot of things to indicate that maybe he's a little unstuck in time, particularly his taste in music and all of his pop culture references and his confusion about modern technology. So that's weird, of course. But he just kind of inserted himself into your proceedings. Has not done a good job of explaining where he's from or why he's there. But nevertheless, everyone's kind of was tentatively rolling with it. Toshelle, so eventually a couple of characters went off to go search for Akiko, thinking that she might be somewhere around. They found her car, in fact, but never found her. And then Fall wandered off with Toshelle to go look for Alex, and then Fall eventually found Brennan and Morgan, who were looking for Akiko, and so that was a thing. Jay rummaged through Fall's stuff and found a strange stag skull mask, put it on, and caused kind of a freak out with Fall, who thought he was facing some kind of like some killer or somebody who'd hurt him in the past. In any case, the situation is that Alex and Toshelle never showed back up. Akiko's not there. And nighttime set, Fall made a campfire. You all sat around campfire, and then Fall pulled out a revolver and said, "Let's play Russian roulette." Spun the chamber, pulled the trigger once, did not get shot. Tried to pass it on to Jay or Brennan, one of you, but Morgan grabbed for it, being a corpse, being a ghoul that hungers for thrills. Put it up to her temple and pulled, and her brain matter is now splattered
all over Brennan
on Brennan's face and in his mouth. So, one little bit of housekeeping before we begin. Did you ever write that new hunger, Morgan?
I did put down hunger sexually for Brennan.
Perfect. And okay, good.
She will have probably when she comes back, Darkest Self would be activated, right? Because we got
can be. She can also clear strings instead.
Well, we've got the mortal sex move as well. That whenever I take my eyes off her next, her Darkest Self will be activated.
Oh yeah. I'm imagining that more of like a whenever you turn your attention to someone else.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's more. I think it's more the spirit of what it's trying to do there.
Okay.
In any case, I think Darkest Self is probably in play here, depending on how you choose to come back, Morgan. But you have the option of just erasing your strings, I believe. I'm pretty sure it still works that way in Monsterhearts too. But that's kind of the deal. That's kind of where we're at. Do you guys have any questions on anything before we begin, or anything you want to bring up?
Nope, I guess the only thing is that I've got a couple hours of dead time, literally, before I get to pop back up and freak everyone out.
So we'll have to advance time just a little bit
Yep.
to get you back into the scene. We might have a scene or two without you, and then kind of
Yep.
pump up
Yep.
or get back up there. Because I have some ideas how I think is going to happen, but we'll see how the guys respond. So, anything else? Okie doke. Bam. You are covered in blood and brains, Brennan. I'm going to give you a moment to react here after you. Well, this might be keep your cool situation, honestly.
Well, I'm ready to lay hands on him, and not in a nice paladin kind of way.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Like I think that, like, I mean, I don't know if you would want to make me roll keep your cool for this reaction, but I'm just gonna like leap up and like start like wailing on his ass. Like,
yeah, I think it might be a I think it's probably a keep your cool for both of you, just in the sense of like you might just freeze up at the horror of it, or or run away, or definitely on Jay's part, right? I could see Brennan, because of your particular fictional positioning, you might react differently.
Mm-hmm. And we did. I are already locked up like a minute ago, so if I like keep locking up, I don't know.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
We bombed. The two of us already bombed on a keep your cool a minute ago, which is how we got here.
Good point.
I'm okay with going straight to runaway. I feel like that would definitely be Jay's reaction
too. Yeah. Okay. Well, so here's what's going on. Like, just in that moment, like right as like you're all getting ready to do your thing, it's pretty obvious that like Fall is shocked also. Like, I think he says something like, I didn't think she'd do it, right? I didn't think she'd pull the trigger. And he like looks like he's ready to bolt himself. So with that in mind, Brennan, what do you do?
I like am still like shocked, and I've got this like visceral reaction where like I like leap to my feet and like run over towards him. He's not that far away. It's like a few steps.
He's within arm's reach, more or less.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I'm basically gonna start punching him. I want to grab him and keep punching him, and maybe throw him against a tree and punch him a few more times.
No, go ahead and roll lash out physically.
All right. That is a 6 + 1 gets me to 7 territory.
Okay, well, I'm pulling up the reference sheets, so give me just a moment. Okay, here we go. Well, volatile, you harm them, but choose one. As you've described it, I'm gonna let you do up to 2 harm on them just with your fists. But which do you choose?
1 sec. I'm pulling up the sheet right now.
You just pasted it into.
I've got it here. So lash out physically. I think that of the 3 options, Darkest Self is tempting because I feel like I'm going to be pretty pissed off when she comes back anyway, which is kind of what that points towards. I think I'm going to go with that. Like, I don't feel the need for this kid to like die right now.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna I'm going Darkest Self, and like I'm gonna be like pretty vindictive when Morgan does show back up and act like things are fine.
I like it. Okay. All right. Well, I just want to know then, like, I mean, clearly you're angry, but I'm just kind of curious about your head state here. Like, who are you more angry at? Are you more angry at Fall or Morrigan in this situation?
Both. But can't really take my anger out on Morgan since she's dead. Oh no, I think that like Brennan's thoughts are like still like catching up with him very much. Like he doesn't even like realize what's happening until he's already like got Fall kind of bloody. Definitely angry at Fall. Probably going to be angry at Morgan too when she does show back up.
Right. Yeah. Which you have no idea is going to happen necessarily.
I think at this point I still kind of view this as like Fall's like fault. I think this is like his fault. Like he pulled that gun out and like set this in motion.
Yeah. Right, so
like Morgan, like, you know, she can't be blamed for it. I mean, she's a thrill seeker. She was going to do that anyway. I mean, that's not her fault.
Right. Awesome. I think so you'll be able to beat him up a little bit. You'll be able to, punch him. You throw him up against a tree. That's all happening. Yeah. And I think we'll come back to that. Jay, you said you were going to run away.
Yeah, but I think like before he clears the ring of the fire to get to Fall, like
you're just like
running
out of there. Yeah, like, this is so bad. Your guys' friend like just blew her brains out. You're all just like which
not what I signed up for.
Exactly. Fair enough. Go ahead.
So yes, with my terrible volatile, that's a 3.
Oh, all right. Let's take a look. Let's confirm. I haven't looked at this move in a while.
But hey, that gets me to level up.
You've been really well on that front.
You only get like a few feet into the tree line when you hear a little further ahead up the trail, kind of like towards the cars, you hear a girl's voice say, "Hey guys, is everyone okay? I thought I heard gunfire. What's going on down there?" It's a Kiko.
I think just out of a like sort of protective hiding instinct, I've been carrying Brennan's hoodie with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna throw that on and like throw the hood up.
A protective hiding instinct, yes.
You steal your identity. Are you gonna go try to meet a Kiko like before she gets to the campsite?
Yeah, I'm gonna like not very stealthily probably because things aren't going great, but I think I'm being stealthy, move forward to try and intercept her.
And just to make this a little bit more like complicated, I'm gonna say that like Akiko's dad is like, I think Akiko's dad is like an employee of the sheriff's department, right? So like this is just all kind of bad, right? And they're real like go-getter, straight-laced people, right? So you were, go ahead and how does your cuckoo move work?
When I encounter someone, I roll to see whether I'm passing or not.
Let's do that now. You're gonna go up the trail to see Akiko or to meet her before she gets there. You see her. She looks normal. She doesn't look injured or hurt or anything. She's just wearing like I think she's also wearing kind of a hoodie and like some sweatpants or something, right?
All right. So I got an 8, which is on a 7+. Your passing is them. You'd fool their mother or their favorite hookup. From 7 to 9, choose one. I think the magic will dissipate if I lash out at anyone.
Okay, sounds good.
And also, just since I hit 5 there. Is there like time pass for leveling up in this game, or does it just happen in the middle?
Yeah, just like on a break or whatever is fine.
Cool.
She's like, "Oh, Brennan, hey, what's going on? Like, did someone did the gun go off? Is there a hunt? I don't know what's going on."
No. I mean, Jay just brought some firecrackers or something. It was stupid, and like Alex is yelling at him. But no, just don't worry about it.
Oh my god, that guy Jay, he is the worst. I mean, can we just talk about how he is the worst?
Yeah, he's awful. I hate the way he just grabs attention everywhere and is just so hard to look away from.
He's such a drama queen. And so let's just hold that thought. I'm gonna go back to the camp real quick. he's gonna eventually like try to like he's gonna eventually push you off of him, push away, and like run. Okay. He does not want to be there in this situation.
Yeah, and I think like at that point I would basically like I'm still pretty stunned and
Yeah.
like I'm probably gonna slow down at some point and he'll probably kind of have that window while I sort of collect my thoughts.
Right.
As long as he doesn't run towards the gun, he can
He does
get away.
not. No, he just
Yeah.
runs away, just deep into the forest. Yeah. Back from whence he came. Right. Presumably, indeed, in fact, Morgan's body is still there, bleeding out from the head.
Yeah, I'm gonna puke like in the corner and I don't know what else. What do I do now?
I think now is a situation where like where keep your cool might be in order.
Yeah,
Because now
yeah.
you're actually like having a moment to appreciate the magnitude of the situation,
Right.
especially because Jay bolted. So
right, and I'm here by myself at this point.
What are you scared is going to happen?
Oh, what am I scared is going to happen?
I mean, there's a gun there. Your girlfriend is, or your sort
Yeah,
of girlfriend is there.
I consider her my girlfriend, yes. And she's dead, not anymore. What's the worst that can happen from here?
Everyone knows cops always look at the lover or the boyfriend first.
Things are already pretty bad, but like I am a little bit worried that I could get blamed for this shit.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
I submitted, but they ended up being the exact same dice. Oh, I did submit instead of reroll. Okay. 6 plus whatever my cool is. I think it's -1, which is not going to help me out here. I'm better at laying hands on people than keeping my shit together.
Nice. You are there. You're freaking out. I think you grabbed the gun because you're an idiot. You like put your hands on the gun. Right, like that's all happening. And
I mean, I think there's like on some level, like I'm kind of scared and I want to be safe, so I think I'm gonna like pocket the gun.
Oh, you absolutely should. Right? Yeah, you put the gun in your pocket, and Alex comes up, and from the tree line, he's like, "What the hell's going on? What the fuck?" And he sees Morgan's body, and he's just like freaking out. What do you do?
Where in the fuck have you been? That fall motherfucker pulled out a gun and Morgan blew her brains out.
He's like, he's like, I slipped, I fell, I hit my head a little bit. Thank you for coming to find me, by the way.
I mean, shit, you and half this goddamn campsite's been missing. I mean, we didn't know what the hell to do. I was like, we couldn't find you anywhere. I was like, let's go back.
Excuse me, can we talk about why Morgan's bleeding out near the fire right now?
I fucking told you that. Fucking Fall pulled out a gun, that weird fucking freak, and said, "Hey guys, let's play Russian roulette." That's cool, yeah. And I mean, I kind of like locked up for a minute because I was scared as shit because he had a gun out, and Morgan obviously was like, "Oh yeah."
Talking about remember, Alex never met him.
Oh, he was never there for that?
No.
Oh, damn, huh?
Who is Fall? What is that? What is that? What are you talking about?
This kid. Now, I'll like walk over to his backpack is still here, right? That he pulled the gun out of. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I mean, this kid. I mean, while you were gone for like 6 hours, this kid showed up, said that he started acting like he was supposed to be here, like he was supposed to be a counselor or some shit. I don't know who he is, but clearly, like Morgan and Jay thought that he was kind of weird, and we were hanging out at the campfire. I mean, you can see his stuff right here.
And he shot Morgan.
He pulled the gun out. He was like, "Let's play Russian roulette." She was like, "Hell yeah!" For some reason, I was like, "Fuck no," but like not quick enough on my feet in that instance to grab the gun or something. I mean, I'm clearly like, and I think I start to like lock up a bit. I start to tear out because I feel like on some level this is my fault.
Oh. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. I knew it was important for me to be in charge of this. I knew it was important for me to always be around. I understood what was at stake, leaving you guys here by yourselves so I could go take care of another part of the camp.
What part of the camp are you taking care of? And have you seen Toshelle? She's been missing too.
I was cleaning up the cabins over on the north side of the lake. And Toshel's missing as well. Where? Oh my God!
I mean,
I
if I knew
really.
where she was, she wouldn't be missing, would she?
How do you people even get through life? That's what I want to know. I it's Can we just talk about how it's people like me who prevent the rest of you from just walking off cliffs and shit? I
You
mean, come on.
extremely did not prevent us from walking off cliffs and shit in this instance.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm gone for a little bit and oh my God, this is bad. This is so bad. Oh,
So you were just cleaning up some other cabins on here? I mean, it
I'm
just seems
never going to get into Stanford if I am an accessory to a murder, suicide,
Jesus
manslaughter
Christ, Alex,
situation.
you're not gonna knock, this isn't gonna be the thing that prevents you from getting into Stanford if that's what you care about here. Morgan's dead. Like, let's just pause for a fucking second. Like, we have no idea where Toshelle is. This fall motherfucker is still running around. I don't know where Jay went off to, but like there's something is up out here. That like woods bullshit that Toshelle was talking about, I think there might be some truth to it.
So you're saying the woods conspired to knock me unconscious for a few hours so that you all could shoot yourselves?
I mean, it sounds unlikely, but I mean, yes. I mean, you vanished mysteriously. Like how often normally would you like going about your day just fall unconscious for like 4 hours? Like did you like trip or something? What did you trip? Like probably like a root or a branch. I mean, come on.
I'm going to cut back over to Nico and Jay for a minute. So, I guess we better go ahead and get back down to the camp, huh? I feel really bad that I haven't been here to help you guys all day. It's a weird situation. I pulled up, then my mom, she was right behind me, trying to call me on my phone, but I let it die, of course. But we had to leave town for an emergency thing, and so we just left straight away. We left my car here, and she just dropped me off.
Oh, yeah, that all makes a lot more sense than any other theory that could explain. No, that's wow. Sorry you missed the rest of the day. Have you gotten moved into your cabin? Maybe we should go to the cabins, like that way.
Like avoiding the campfire. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. I mean, but I just I want to go say hi to Alex and Morgan and stuff, though, right? I mean, and I guess
Alex,
Jay.
that. Well, I mean, that Alex guy, he's. I think he's like taking care of the rec hall or something.
I think he's really cute. Oh, but you wouldn't care about that, would you?
Well, no. I mean, I wouldn't care about Alex or any guy or anything like that. No, I'm like really straight and into sports and stuff. Have you seen me sports?
Right. Well, I mean, we should go. Let's just go say hi. It's no big deal. And she kind of like does that thing where she kind of walks past you to go down the way.
I'm gonna grab her and make out with her.
Wow.
Just in desperation to stop her.
Keep your cool. What do you scared is going to happen here?
No, I'm scared.
To get a reputation.
I'm scared that she's gonna like just blow past me and go stumble into the firelight there and all the shit going on there.
All right, roll keep your cool, and then I may give you a turn someone on, and we'll see how we'll play it out, see how it goes. But let's just see what this result is.
It's wow, 9, and is that cold?
Yes.
10.
Nice. Let's see. I think there's some stuff that happens out of 10.
Let's see. Keep your cool and gain insight. Ask the MC a question. +1 forward. Um, why not? Weird shit is happening. I'm still sort of paranoid. Also, body shifting stuff. Is this a Kiko?
Oh, yes, it definitely is. Yeah, her story, she's not lying to you. Like, her mom was trying to get a hold of her, just followed her out to the campsite and said, "Hey, we got to go do a thing."
That's
So they
amazing.
just left their car there.
Cool. Cool.
So, yeah, but so what do you do? Like,
Um, yeah, I'm trying to keep her away from the campsite there. Maybe I suggest again, like, maybe we should go check out your cabin.
I mean, you said you were going to grab her and make out with her. I just wanted to see
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how did that situation?
Oh, I got you. So yeah, I think as she's like just walking off to go by me, I sort of like sigh and reach out and catch her around the waist. I think she struggles and like pushes against my chest a little bit as I'm leaning in. But then there's this like, I mean, Brennan's very nice looking, smells nice. And this hoodie is, got it for sports and stuff.
Right.
So I think she sort of like leans into it and starts wrapping her
Yeah,
hands around my neck.
she's like, "Oh my God, Brandon, I didn't know you felt this way about me."
It's something about the woods. It just brings out deep buried feelings.
I'm I'm really happy to hear this. I mean, I know you're like really into Morgan, but she's crazy. I mean, she's really crazy, and she's such a
Yeah,
loser.
I'm starting to think it's not going to work out with Morgan.
And she kind of smiles and she's like, um, maybe we can go check out the cabin after all. That might be the right thing to do.
Yeah, just up this way. Yeah, just that way.
Fantastic. Um,
It's not
and
into
so
dead girls.
Alex is like, we've got to go. Dude, we've got to fucking leave. Like, this is none of our fucking business. Like, we've got to get out of here, and we'll go to we gotta get out of here.
We gotta go to the police.
We'll go to Sheriff Nichols tomorrow, and we'll just say, Sheriff Nichols, Morgan was acting really crazy. She was threatening people with a gun, and we just ran. And then they'll find her like this, and it's great. It's fine. It'll all be okay.
I'm gonna tell Zen the truth. I mean,
Tell
like,
them.
I don't want to come up with some like washed up story that's like gonna be super suspicious. Like,
That could be that. Don't you know that that's probably manslaughter or something? Are you crazy? Do you want to go to prison for 10 years?
I mean, she had the gun. I mean, what do you mean manslaughter? She
I don't
did the
know.
manslaughter.
I don't know anything about the law. I'm not going to Stanford to be a lawyer.
What are you going to Stanford for then?
This is not the time to talk about my plans. I mean, first of all, they're way more than what you have planned, almost certainly, because I don't plan on just like sitting in this little fucking shit kicker town for the rest of my life.
Motherfucker, stop
beer.
talking. Let's get in the goddamn truck.
So you guys leave. You guys bail.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Awesome. Well, so with Akiko and Jay / Brennan in her cabin and them having left the scene, who the hell knows where Toshel is? That gives you some space to kind of like corpse out here, Morgan. What do we think that looks like?
So I think we see Morgan's corpse start twitching, and just like when she was dying, her feet drummed on the ground and everything, those death tremors. We see that again. And then we see her kind of push up off the ground, and we see the side of the head where the bullet went in, and we see that small wound close up, and she stands up and cracks her head, and you hear her neck, and you hear all the bones, and you can hear bones popping all over. She stands up, And then as she rotates, and by the firelight, you see all that bloody mass and where the big hole is, where it exited. And we see that bone reknit and the hair grow back down at a accelerated rate. And she just
Nice.
kind of goes, "Oh, what a rush."
So you're in Darkest Self now, right? Unless
It
you're choosing
doesn't
to erase
say that you
strings.
go darkest self because
Because you're that's right. You're not.
I've got short
You're
rest
a
for the wicked.
ghoul. Yeah, you're a ghoul.
Yep. And so,
Yeah. So I guess you're just back.
yeah, I'm just back. I'm ready to
Yeah.
freak some people out. I was
Yeah, I
really
love it.
hoping that they would have given up for the night so I could just crawl into bed with Brennan and have him freak out. But what are you gonna do?
You may yet get an opportunity because Brennan in quotes is still here.
Oh no.
Yep. Yep. So I guess, she's like, what a rush. And then she's like, where the hell is everyone? And she'll
I'm
just
gonna.
be like, oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's perfect. Go ahead. Yeah, finish.
I was just she's gonna be like, guys, where the hell did everyone go? Is the party over?
Jay, you and Takiko are in her cabin. I think you guys go to her cabin. This is maybe before she comes back, right? Or before Morgan's back. You guys go to the cabin and she's like, well, so like, are we gonna do it on this twin bed or what?
Yeah. Yeah, here's fine. I just what did you hear something?
Oh, you're talking about Morgan coming back.
No, I'm just faking
Oh,
something.
you're just trying to. Okay, got it. All right, yeah, because that hasn't happened yet. You're just like, she's like, no, I did not hear anything.
Weird stuff's been happening all day. Like Alex and Toshelle, they disappeared, and we don't know it. I'm just you just stay here. I'm just gonna go check on it, just make sure things are safe.
Brennan, I have to say, you're so nervous, and it's really sweet. It's so unlike you. You're normally, this big alpha male jock guy. I love seeing you so vulnerable like this.
Yeah, like I am sort of just alpha male in charge of stuff, aren't I? Like it's just who I am. That's how I should be.
Yeah. So take charge, Brennan.
I think this is like hitting weird spots in Jay's brain where this is why he took the sweater, why he's obsessed with Brennan, is that sort of like alpha masculinity that he puts off.
Right.
He sort of like leans into it. He's sort of turned on by how she sees him, sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, what are you doing? Like,
so I think he moves forward and like unzips the hoodie and like pulls his shirt up, and he's got like the rippling muscles of Brennan, and he's sort of appreciating it as she leans in and like feels him.
yeah,
And
give me a turn someone on.
let's see. It's 8, 9, 10.
Nice. Let's see here. You are wearing your feathers well here. You get a string, and she chooses a reaction from below. Oh, I know what reaction I'm choosing. I'm choosing embarrassed and act awkward. So you've really got her, right? Note your string. You're good to go there. And you put your hands on her, she's touching you, and she says, I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a virgin. You'd be my first.
I have something to tell you too. I've I've never actually been with a girl before. You'd be my first too.
You've never been with anyone either?
Sure.
Oh, oh, okay, yeah. I guess we'll figure it out together, huh?
Sorry.
I love
Yeah.
these two.
Oh, I think we can cut it away there.
That might have been one of my favorite seats I've been in 100 while, so it's good. Okay. All right. Okay. So you and Alex are in the truck. Where do you go? Like, or where do you take it? What's happening here?
Oh man, the truck works. Okay. Yeah. So I think that like my inclination would be, because he seems like resistant to the idea of like being honest with the police, and like I don't really trust him. I think I'm gonna drop him off first, and then, oh god, am I really calling the cops right now? Guess that's the question, right? I think I do. I think I do. I think I drop him off, and then I call
Well,
911.
before you drop him off, let's just go to the point of you dropping him off.
Yeah.
So you get to his place, and he's like, I'm really freaking out right now, Brennan, and I don't think I can be alone.
I mean, I'm freaking out too, but like, I mean, what else? I mean, I don't know. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, my parents are out of town this weekend, and I just don't think I can be in the house by myself right now. I mean, do you want to just like crash here tonight? I mean, you're not expected back home anyway.
I think about it for a second. I'm like, okay, I could use like a beer. Yeah, let's head
Is a
in.
Chardonnay okay?
Yeah, it's fucking fine. I just need I need to get fucking drunk right now. Like, this has been a fucked up night.
He's like, all right.
How much Chardonnay you got?
Oh, I mean, my mom, she does this Sonoma Valley thing every year. So, so they have a nice house. Like, it's a really nice, like,
I should probably get cleaned up too.
yeah. Nice big, like, it's like real modern, like kind of modern lodge, like with, wood roof, but like lots of glass all around, that kind of situation, right? And you guys, before you guys walk in, he's like, "Oh, you have to take off your shoes. This is something that like my parents went to this they went to this trip. They did the whole Tibet thing for a while.
Yeah, whatever. You didn't have to tell me about it. I'm taking off the shit."
And then you guys go in. It's all good. He's like, "Oh yeah. Did you want to take a shower or something, or?"
Yeah, do you have like a toothbrush? I've got this fucking I've still got this fucking blood taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I'm sure we got something like that. Always be prepared, right? You never know who's going to turn up. Like, this, like the person who you're not really friends with at high school, but who you shared a murder with. So whatever.
I mean, it's not a murder. It was, to be very clear, a suicide. I mean, I think
Right.
Fall's guilty as well. Like, I don't know where this fucker came from, where he got this gun from, but it's definitely not a murder.
So here's the thing. Here's out of character. This is what I would love to happen here. I think he will like offer to like throw your clothes in the wash while you take a shower, and maybe he comes upon the gun at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good, for dramatic purposes, maybe a good move. But he's like, yeah. So he's like, yeah, just like put your clothes. Yeah, you just kind of set them here when before you get in. I'll grab them and I'll throw them in the wash and stuff. So
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll cut there. So assuming Jay and Akiko are doing are having sex, I don't know if they actually are or not. It could just be like sort of, it could just be sort of like, you know, like just a little bit of like, you know, making out or whatever, right? Nothing super serious.
I guess my sort of question there is like, as long as the hoodie stays at least partially on, like it doesn't matter what else comes off.
I think that's right.
I look like
him. Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Like, is that in danger at any point? Does she like go to rip off the hoodie?
I think it's gonna be more interesting if Morgan shows up, right? So cool. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So Morgan, they've been kind of, maybe they've just been hanging out canoodling for a little bit or whatever, and you call out, but no one responds. But you do maybe hear some noise coming from the cabin. What do you do? Oh, you're muted. Yeah, we can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. I've got a bit of lag there. Yeah, I think first thing after I shout a couple times and no one's around, I'll go look in the cabin that I'm sharing with Brennan and see the backpacks and stuff in there, but no sign of him. And then let's see. I'm just going to kind of work my way down. So I guess the next cabin is, are you in Jay's cabin, or what cabin are you guys in, Patrick?
We'll just say Jay's just to keep it easy.
Okay. All right. So I'll go up to that and I'm just going to open the door because I'm assuming no one's around.
Yeah.
Just open the door and come in and see some heavy canoodling going on.
Indeed, you will. So you're passing right now, right? So you see Brennan and Akiko doing their thing. I don't know if they've seen you yet, but what do you do?
Brennan, what the fuck?
Jay, how do you react? Because you just saw Morgan blow her brains out.
Turn around and just fucking, what? Morgan? What the fuck are you doing here, Morgan? I saw you with Fall by the campfire. What the fuck?
So what? Girl gets a bullet in her head and you just jump on the next chick that's handy?
Why are you not dead? I mean, like, what?
I think this is a keep your cool situation for you, Jay. What are you worried is going to happen here, Jay?
Yeah, I'm worried that either one or the other of them is gonna like call me out, find me out, and then there'll be all this like mockery and derision and like, what the fuck are you doing here? Or, yeah, like all the bad stuff she's been saying about Jay all night.
Oh yeah. All right, well, let's roll it up, see how it goes.
That's 10.
All right, you get an insight. What do you want to know? There's an obvious question here.
Is that question WTF?
Yeah, like Morgan, 8,000 question marks. I think that's the question.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to come right out with it and just say that, like, Morgan is a dead thing, right? And you know it, right?
You know,
yeah. But you're otherwise keeping her cool, so let's just keep the scene going.
You know, Brennan, I'm special. I can't believe you would just leave me there and go hook up with this skank.
She's like, excuse me, skank?
Kiko's a very talented dancer, but to be fair,
Brennan loves me. Don't you,
Oh,
Brennan?
honey.
yes, Brennan, I love. You're very lovable. But you, I've never seen anyone die before. I've never seen a dead
Die?
body.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I felt that bullet go right into my head. The pressure wave surged through my skull. I felt my brains liquefy and fly
Is
out
this
the
some
other
kind of like
side.
metaphor? What are we talking about here? Excuse me. What are we talking about here?
So that's condition morbid for the
Oh, yeah,
ending
nice.
move, talking
Oh my
about it.
god.
Oh,
And then I
nice,
get to roll
nice.
to turn you on with cold.
To both of them, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Kiko, that's why you don't show up late to camp.
I think I'm gonna say just turn on to Jay because I think Akiko doesn't have enough context to understand what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, it's all just like walked into some weird improv.
Morgan's being weird again.
That's a 10.
You get a string and choose your reaction.
Yeah, I think I give myself to you as this just like this is wild. I was already turned on and in a weird situation and fucked up death stuff. So I think I come up to you and I just like
Well, can we? Okay, I'm sorry. Can we back up just a little bit? Can you
yeah.
just give that little speech again that you're about to say there, Morgan, about the bullet in your brain, and then I want to see Jay's reaction at that.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep. So, yeah, I felt the bullet go into my skull. The pressure wave surged through it. My brain's liquefying and spraying out the other side.
And I like sort of dumbfounded just stumble up to you and I like reach up and feel the side of your head where like it had all come out and there was all the blood. I just run my fingers through your hair and sort of lean in and sniff and I just say, I can still smell blood on you. I can smell your life, but you're cold. Like marble, like perfection.
Yeah. Hot, right?
Just grab the
Just
side
reach
of
out.
your hair. Yeah,
Just the classic
exactly.
music comes up.
Poor Akiko. I feel so bad for Akiko.
A memorable first time, though.
Yeah. Let's take a 5-minute break.
So when Morgan blew her brains out all over Brennan, did she do it in a sexual way? Like, was it hot for her?
I actually see that as being less sexual thrills than just pure physical adrenaline rush type thing.
I was picturing, especially with the bit getting on his lip, like a little bit like the money shot in like a porn film. Very fucked up porn film, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Camp Mercy Falls is a weird fucking place.
Yes, this is not what Brandon expected.
No, this is about the most CW of all the Monsterhearts games I've played so far.
I'm so terrible at any sort of physical altercation, so I keep going to grabbing someone and turning them on to distract them. It's led to odd places. Also, I just love how the woods is fucking with us. Just this whole last session of this impinging threat of all these people being killed by the horrible serial murderer, and oh no, they just had very reasonable explanations. It made a lot more sense.
Yeah, I did not see that coming at all. I thought that we were going to be dealing with multiple like fungus people or something masquerading as others, but
I mean, I don't know. Like, is Alex's explanation like that plausible? Especially when it's like 3 or 4 people at once. Like, I can't wait for, if and when Toshel shows back up and has some like really, really plausible explanation. Yeah, Toshel, come on.
Well, and I just love that, like, Brennan straight out said it. What, the wood's just going to conveniently put you out for just long enough for all this to go wrong? Yeah, it did.
Toshel would back him up on that.
Brett has very quickly gone from being a denier of the woods scary bullshit to being very much a supporter of it. Morgan won him over and fall.
All right. I think I want to leave that Chekhov's gun on the washing machine for now.
I'm interested in getting back to camp at some point. Like maybe I go back for Jay because he can kind of like, back up my story. But like that's I don't want to spend the rest of the session bullshitting in town.
Reasonable, fair enough.
I think that when I went to the car, I was expecting it to not work.
While you're in the shower, I think at a certain point, Alex comes in and he says, "Oh, hey, do you care if I like brush my teeth while you're in there? I'm not gonna like."
Dude, you've got like 4 bathrooms. Like, come on.
Well, I just, it's crazy, right? Like to think that Morgan's dead, huh?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. If you want to brush your teeth, dude, like go for it. Like I've got other shit to deal with.
Oh yeah, like what?
Like fucking my girlfriend just died. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, Brennan, I feel like you and I kind of got off on the wrong foot, And this is like all like while you're in the shower, right? He's like, it's kind of a loud conversation, right? As you talk over the shower. I feel like we kind of got off on the wrong foot, and well, I just I just want to let you know that like I don't actually think you're just some dumb corn-fed jock from Iowa who's definitely never getting out of Mercy Falls. I I think you're a pretty cool guy.
All right, like I mean, like you've been nothing but an asshole this to me this whole time. You're seems like you're a jerk to like half of everybody else in the school who doesn't fit whatever bullshit standards you've concocted. Um, I mean, like I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like maybe we did get off on the wrong foot. Like I'm happy to be friends or whatever. Yeah, nice to finally like make your acquaintance, Alex.
Brennan, I think I'm just, I think maybe I'm just really insecure.
Probably. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Well, I mean, I know I've been kind of an asshole, but maybe there's some way I can make it up to you.
Yeah, by backing up my story, which is completely true, like by vouching for me on this one, like
I think he's presently getting undressed. And it's one of those shower curtains that's like kind of it's kind of a semi-opaque clear shower curtain, right? So you can't make out the precise detail, but you can tell like, he's taking his shirt off. He's like slipped his shorts off, and but he's fit, he's a good looking guy. He's fit. And that's kind of when he says, like, I don't know, maybe there's something I can do to make it up to you.
Alex, I just saw my beautiful girlfriend blow her brains out all over me like 3 hours ago. I'm trying to wash myself off here. I'm so not horny.
I am going to. Do you have any condition? You have sheeple. Doesn't really apply, but I do think that like I want you to keep your cool, but I want you to tell me what you're scared is going to happen right now in this moment.
Am I scared is going to happen?
What are you worried is going to happen if you see Jay's fit body?
I don't know. I'm kind of happy to say, well, okay, yeah. I think that I'm a little bit nervous because I'm just like kind of confused about all this shit that's like just happened. Like, I don't think that like I think that Brennan like maybe hasn't like thought about Alex like that, but like would even like be open to it, but he's just like so confused because of what's happened. Like I guess my biggest fear would be that it's just gonna like I'm just gonna start feeling like more emotional turmoil. This is gonna be like another ingredient in like the mix, which is already like cranked to like 11 right now.
Roll
yeah.
plus cold.
That's a fail. That's like a 4.
I'm going to take a string on you, and I'm going to spend it immediately to. I'm going to spend it immediately to say you get an experience point if you let him get into the shower right now and comfort you.
Yeah, I think so, but I think it's like a moment of like confusion and like detachment for Brennan. Like I think that I kind of like zone out for a bit, like while it's going on. Like I think that I've just had like I'm definitely like turned on and like my body's like interested in it, but like mentally I'm like not there like for this.
Yeah. He does. He climbs into the shower and he'll just say like, I can see it on your face. I can see how hurt you are right now.
When he says you can see it on my face, I'm like, what, did I miss a spot?
He says, I just want to do whatever I can to make you for at least even for just a minute for us just to kind of forget this, like we deserve this. And then he just begins making out with you. So we got 3 sex moves firing off more or less simultaneously. You crazy kids. Let's go back to the other group and see what that looks like. All right, so Morgan, you have to create a new hunger, right?
Yes, I do. I wish I would have been thinking of that right
It's
away.
okay. Be thinking on it. And Jay, what is your sex move?
I had +1 to passing with people I've had sex with.
So you have one for fall and for fall for Akiko and for Morgan, right? So
Nice.
good.
Does Jay get tired at some point?
Well, no. Would Brennan get tired?
Brennan would get tired eventually, yes.
Akiko is angry. She's so pissed off. And she just like stomps out of the cabin. And before she leaves, she turns in the doorway and she says, I don't know what's going on here. This is the weirdest, most fucked up night I can. I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out. I'm going to go find Toshel, I guess. And she like turns and heads toward the camp.
Bye,
Now
Felicia.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just have a little moment with the two of you in the cabin after Akiko storms out and after you guys have had your, done your thing or whatever.
So I kind of shove him a little bit. And I'm like, so what the hell? What is the deal with the Kiko? I mean, lay down to rest for a little bit after getting killed, and you're on to the next girl. You never answered that.
Look, Morgan, this is a fucked up night. I mean, there was that guy fall, and then you just shoot yourself. There's been a lot going on, but just I have something to show you. Just turn around. I promise you'll like it.
Okay. And she turns away.
And I think I reach like under my bed and I pull off the hoodie, and I throw on Morgan's dress and like grab that wig.
So you want to show that you can look like Morgan?
Yeah. I'm gonna like reach over her shoulder and turn her around as her.
Oh.
Just because this wasn't fucked up enough.
Morgan, I'd say keep your cool, but you've had a long night. So how do you react?
And I think we established in our first session that I was somewhat aware
right
that Jay could pass for me. So I've got
and you just sort of like you revealed yourself to me, and this has been uncomfortable being Brennan in the middle of all of this. So sort of changing things up and revealing myself to you a little bit. While not at all revealing myself.
I got an 8.
You don't have to roll. Keep it cool.
I don't.
We'll just roll. Yeah, we'll just push through it. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Oh shit.
Like I said, it's been a fucked up night.
You couldn't say something before?
I don't have a lot of experience. I don't have a lot of experience with people shooting themselves all over me. Near me, all over him. It's very complicated.
Well, it's even more complicated now because you didn't have balls to say anything. So you pretended to be my boyfriend.
I pretended to be
me.
Brennan to get
He's going to kill both of us, but at least I know I'll come back from it.
What, Brennan?
Oh, he's not going to be happy.
This sounds like a little bit like a shutdown. A little bit. I think we're approaching shutdown territory.
Yep.
Let's just roll it and then we'll see.
Yeah, she's pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely didn't go how Jay was hoping.
Yeah, roll with cold.
Even Jay's successes are kind of digging himself a hole.
What was it, Kevin?
It's a 10.
Oh, nice. Choose one.
Bring the sheet back up here. Oh, I'm gonna, let's see, you have a string on me, or two, right? So lose a string, because I think that makes sense here. You've lost some of your capital with me, definitely.
Nice. I guess just Jay, what do you do? Like, I mean, Morgan's clearly pissed. Like, where do you head? What do you do? Do you just leave or what?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd run from her again at that point. I think like she starts to get pissed, and it's this super threatening thing. I keep getting shots of her like dying and laying there as a corpse and bleeding and just yelling at me, and I can see blood on her, and it's just it's too much.
Could be a runaway situation, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering now too if maybe I shouldn't go ahead and trigger my darkest self or not. Toying with it.
I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen no matter what. If Brennan, because Brennan's, what is it? What's your thing, Brennan? If I take my eyes off you or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's inevitable. All right. Well, we'll wait.
The next time I take my eyes off you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I got another 3 on runaway.
This is all so bad. Just, I think roll for your party is conspiring against you guys. Oh, I know what's going to happen here. You run away. You still look like Morgan, right? I think that's really a key here.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh God.
You still look like Morgan, and you run out, and I think you just like, maybe you're going back to your car, maybe you're just leaving, you're just getting the fuck out of the campsite, and Akiko just comes out of nowhere, and she's a dancer, so she high kicks your ass and lays you out. And then she just like he loves me, you bitch. You're not good enough for him. And she just like wails on you, just pop, 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 pop. And you're gonna take 2 harm.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you don't know what you're fucking talking about.
And I think she just beats you up, and she's just so angry, and she's fit, right? She's really fit. She's just like pow, 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 and I think she smocks you out.
Nice.
So Brennan, real Brennan, you guys are done doing your thing in the shower, and Alex says, I'll go get you some clothes. We're about the same build, you know. He says, looking at your chest, right? Just one sec. And you hear him going through. You're ready to put them in the wash, and he's going to get your clothes. And then there's a moment of like quiet where you're not sure what's going on, but maybe you just remember that you left the gun in your pocket.
I think that I'll probably like show up in like the doorway of the laundry room, like wearing a towel at that moment.
Nice. He turns, and he's also like wearing a towel, and he turns, and he's like, and he's just got the gun in his hands.
I'm like, dude, put that thing down.
He's like, oh my God, you did it, didn't you? You killed her.
Jesus Christ, dude. Why would I fucking kill her? No way. Put that thing down,
You
man.
just stay
You're
there.
scaring me.
Just stay there, okay? Just stay right there. All right, don't move.
Put the fucking gun down, dude. I don't know why you're freaking out about this of all things. I mean, did you fucking see Morgan back there?
He raises the gun. He's like, "Stay back."
That thing doesn't have bullets in it.
Yeah, that's right. You know, there's no bullets in it.
Pull that trigger, you son of a bitch.
He's like, "Oh, there's no bullets because you were playing Russian roulette, right? Russian roulette."
This fucking fall kid was. Look, why the fuck would I kill her? I pocketed the gun because I was scared, dude. Like, honestly, I can't believe that after all this, you're still like, you still don't get it, dude.
I don't get it. What do you mean I don't get it? I get that you killed the skank you were dating, and I get that you seduced me.
What? First of all, like, you initiated that. Second of all, like, why would I kill her? Like, what possible reason would I even have? I mean, like, I love Morgan. I loved her. It would make please, like, don't accuse me. I don't know how you can accuse me of accuse.
I think I want one more. Keep your cool. Tell me what you're scared about this situation. What is happening in the situation that you're most worried about?
The thing that I'm most afraid of is, like, you know, Alex, like, coming up with this bullshit story that I killed her, which is just completely false. And, like, I think I'm also a little bit eager to get clothes on. I don't know. That's not what I'm afraid of, though. Although it would be fun to have me drive back to the campsite with the towel on. I think what I'm afraid of is Alex coming up with the story.
I think that's probably right. Go ahead and roll the skull.
That's not a success.
He says, "Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Right. Yeah, why would you kill her? That doesn't make any sense. Cool. Well, let me go get you some clothes, okay?" And he kind of pushes past you to go to his room and get you some clothes. I still got the gun.
My clothes are still here.
They are on the laundry machine, yeah, or the washing.
Are they they're probably in the washing machine at this point?
I don't think he started it yet. So
I am gonna very quickly get that shit on and peel out of here. Hopefully, leaving nary a trace besides the goddamn gun.
Nice. And yet, as you are driving away, I would like to know, like, you know, you just had sex with Alex, and I'm curious, like, once you kind of got out of your weird, like, shock state or whatever, like,
I think I'm going to be in a shock state for the duration, but I'll answer this. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, what's your sex move, first of all?
It's the more it activates their darkest self as soon as you take eyes off of them. I don't know what that would mean for an NPC or for Alex, but he's already being really shitty to me.
Yeah. The next time you take your eyes off, they become their darkest self. Yeah. For an NPC, it's a little unclear. I think what's going to happen here, basically, though, is I think it's going to turn into just a weird, like, jilted lover, but also you might have killed somebody situation, and Alex might try to, like, get some kind of revenge on you, right? Yeah, his darkest self is to be, like, basically like the kind of person who'd sell you up the river to save their own skin, right? So.
Yep.
And yeah, I'll let you leave. I don't need to run away or anything. You can just grab your shit and get out of there. Although runaway makes a lot of sense in this context, I'm cool just kind of rolling forward here. So and you're heading back to camp, right?
Yeah, I don't know where. I mean, I'm still planning to go to the police, like, first thing in the morning, as soon as they're open. Like, I think that Brennan's at instinct here is to go to the police. I, as a player, am not interested in that right now. I think his plan is still to go to them, like, as soon as the police department's, like, open in the morning.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Back at camp, Morgan, I don't know, you're kind of alone right now. What do you do?
Well, Morgan's pissed at Jay.
Yeah.
Still. So I think she's going to start going through his stuff and seeing what all he has in that backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's what looks like clothes or items that belong to other people. She's going to take those and go throw them out on the bonfire and burn them in
Nice,
a fit of spite.
I like it. I like it.
Just as a point of interest, there's also underneath Fall's bed, there's the stag skull mask where I threw it.
That is still a thing on the table.
I think she'll see that too, and she'll be like, "What the fuck is that?" And she'll be holding that while she's taking the clothes out to throw into the fire, and so you can have the shot where she's holding it up, looking at it, and sees the flame dancing through the eyes of the mask and stuff.
So let's just say you no longer have your Brennan outfit, Jay. I think that makes the most sense here.
Wait, did you burn my hoodie?
Yes.
My Stony Falls High School hoodie?
I was upset.
Haven't I been through enough?
So you've got the stag skull mask. I mean, the stag skull mask. What do you do with it?
I think after looking at it, she's going to turn it around and bring it up to her face and look through it.
Yeah, you definitely should. That's Gaze into the Abyss.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
What the hell is up with that Fall kid?
And I think, what is the thing? So I want to look at Brennan's, what's the next time you take it? I think I want to push you into Darkest Self at this point as well, because Brennan basically
I wasn't sure if that triggered out a remove, or if it when he comes back, I'll just can tell.
I think I'm just gonna. I think just the whole. I don't know. I think we have enough between that and just the sort of the very starkness of the situation.
Actually,
I think enough to push you into Darkest Self.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's. Because what we've got, I got a mixed result. So with the confusing visions,
maybe
I could also get a glimpse.
I love it. Yeah.
Well,
so what's your question? Because you do actually get a question. What do you want to know?
So it is, what the hell's with this Fall kid who just showed up?
Yeah. You're gonna basically as soon as you look through the mask, you see yourself, or you see a scene where you are in it. It's first person perspective, right? You're in someone's bedroom. You don't know whose bedroom, but it's a bedroom. There's a bed. There's, it's nighttime wherever you're at, and you're having sex with this kid. You are doing your thing with him. And he seems both frightened, but also very turned on, right? And then you whisper the words. You whisper the words of something along the lines of, "Now you no longer have an emptiness. Now you are filled. And now I release you from the shackles of this mundane world." And then you have a knife in your hand and you kill him. You murder him. And in that same vision, after you're done committing this murder, you carve. He's there, his throat cut. You tape into his chest with the knife, and you hear the shower going right down the hall. And you move over to the hall, and you poke your head around, and you look in the shower, and you see Brennan and Alex making out. And now you're Darkest Self. And Darkest Self, you want that hunger a lot, right? You want to satisfy that hunger a lot. And you have an extra brand new hunger where you literally eat people, right?
Yep.
You become an actual zombie too. And you leave Darkest Self once you are, quote, full.
Yep. That
So,
or they lock me out of an area long enough that I
yeah.
can't get to them and it'll wear off at some point, supposedly.
Yeah, is that how it goes? I can't remember, but oh right, yeah. So here's the situation. You put on this magical mask worn by a serial killer who seems to have murdered this kid, Fall, at some point. And then you also are aware of your boyfriend having sex with Alex, and you very much want to have sex with Brennan, because that's one of your hungers.
I could just eat him up.
You could just eat him right up, exactly. And you just had a vision of where you were having sex with Fall, and then you murdered him. Like, it's all kind of coming together in a weird psychosexual way, right? It's all just piling up. Where do you go? What do you do?
Yeah, I think, does the mask have a strap or band or something?
Yeah.
She's just gonna leave it on because she's like,
nice.
She might have to push it up when she's gonna start eating, but
nice.
Gonna stalk away from the camp.
I think we'll just leave you in the forest for now, if that's okay.
Yeah, and just be shouting everyone's names: Akiko, Toshelle,
nice.
Brennan, Jay.
Nice. I love it. I've got a great
Help
scene.
me.
I've got a great follow-up scene there.
I think I hurt my ankle.
You go deep into the woods. We'll come back to you. Brennan, you've arrived back. You are going down the trail, and you see Morgan, maybe, laying on the ground.
Can't be right.
Laying on the ground. First of all, we need to get the passing roll done. Let's see how that goes.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
The situation is so Monsterhearts.
7, 8, 9, and my +1 with Morgan makes it 10.
Fabulous.
Oh man, Brennan's gonna be so confused.
Yeah, Brennan, Morgan is there. Maybe you think it's her, body that she, like from when she blew her brains out, but you don't see the wound. What do you do?
I mean, like, this is definitely a surprise to me because I pretty clearly had Morgan brain bits all over me. And she looks a little beat up, but not like what I was expecting. So, like, I mean, and this is a different place. So I'm like going to be like momentarily like stunned, like, wait, what the fuck? And then I'm going to like stoop closer to check her out further, see if like this is really real, like what's going on here. So
I think I want you to keep your cool. What are you afraid of right now?
What am I afraid of? I'm afraid that like I'm in this like fucked up like woods horror show, and like that I'm not gonna walk out of here like intact, or but I'm being like messed with by the woods.
Yeah, I love it. That's
fabulous. Oh, I actually kept my coolness. Well, I got a 9, I think, because I rolled a 10, which gets me to a 9, which is not terrible.
Okay, well, let's read it. On 7 to 9. I'll tell you how your actions will leave you vulnerable, and you can choose to back down or go through with it. If you continue to have this investigation of her body right now at this moment, you can, and you'll be able to keep your cool, and you're all good. But Akiko will show up, be on scene.
Oh no!
Otherwise, you can go get help or go do something else.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. The way I see it working out, though, is that like I'm not aware of it until like I'm already like I like stoop down, like I kind of like roll her over, and like then we like zoom out, and I'm like stooped down, like checking her out, and like Akiko is like however you want to frame it.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Let's just pick up with it. You're seeing this. It's very strange and confusing. You don't know what's going on. And then you hear footsteps approaching, and you look up, and it's Akiko.
Akiko, where the hell have you been? What happened?
Where have I been? How can you ask me something like that?
What you've been missing this whole time, and is more like what's going on with Morgan?
Missing
Like
this whole time? We just.
Morgan died earlier, and now like if
Why
you
do you
miss,
all keep? Why do you all keep saying that? Why do you keep saying that? I mean, she's right there.
why do I keep saying that? And I've still got we never washed the clothes, so I've got like the blood all around. Like this is her like who's like this is fucking Morgan's blood because she blew her goddamn brains out all fucking over me.
Oh my god!
Like
Oh
she
my
probably
god!
got off on it, and like I don't know
Oh my
who the
god!
fuck this is. I don't know
She
what's
begins,
going on here.
she begins looking around. She's like, "Where are the cameras? Where are they? Is this? Oh my god! Is this? This is so."
Kiko, this isn't like a fucking like prank show. This is like a horror movie, but it's real.
And Brandon, just because of what you said there, I do have a move if you suspect that this isn't Morrigan.
I'm not like seriously investigating it. It's less that I think that it's possible someone's impersonating her, and more that I don't know what the fuck is going on. Because even if it were Morgan there, I would be like, I don't know what the fuck.
Well,
is
and
going
Brennan saw
on. But I
Morgan
might
die
push
once
that. We'll
already.
see.
Yeah, Brennan saw Morgan die once already. This is not totally out of the realm of possibility,
Mhm.
right? That Akiko just says like, she's like, I don't know what's going on. This is all very confusing. All I know is that you took me back to your cabin and you made out with me. You told me it was the first time you'd ever been with a girl after I told you that I had never been with anyone.
I don't know what's going on with you, but I've been in fucking town. I got in my truck, drove the fuck out of here.
Oh my god! Now you're gaslighting me. This is too much. This is too
no,
much.
You're gaslighting me. Okay. This is look, and I think I will push that feathers made of knives moves. I'm like, this is like not like something is up here. This is not like Morgan right here, and I will try to see if I can like push through that disguise.
Let's read the feathers made of knives. When someone is suspicious and they choose a reaction, grab your clothes, which tear away to reveal identity, but somehow get cut, or ignore it. Which do you choose? You're gonna pull the clothes off.
I think I'll take the harm and like reveal Jay here. What
does it look like when the feathers burst off, so to speak, and hurt him?
So I think, yeah, like as he grabs her dress, there's just like this whip of wind through the woods. All the trees like sway and knock against each other, and her dress just inexplicably comes off in these long sort of feather-shaped tatters. And I think like as the zipper whips up around your arm, it sort of cuts and leaves a spiral pattern down your arm.
Oh, nice. I think it hits Akiko too, right? I think you both are like.
I'm good with that. That bitch knocked me out.
She cries out, and now Jay is there on the ground, like naked.
Like the wig comes off. It's Jay. He's got like.
And when I did this, I was not expecting it like to be Jay. I thought something was up here, and I wanted to find out. I have no idea what to expect. I'm like, what in the fuck?
Akiko just screams and runs away.
Glad that Akiko is here to be emotionally supportive of us in these fucked up times. Now, what the fuck are you doing here, Jay? What did I miss?
Let's cut away.
Care to explain some shit?
Morgan.
Yep.
You hear someone gently sobbing a little bit ahead, maybe sitting on a tree stump. What do you do?
You see the masked head cock and go down into kind of a crouch and kind of stalk up.
It's Toshelle. She's just sitting on a tree stump, kind of crying. She's got her dumb little notebook. What do you do?
I'm going to circle around so I'm facing her and can see her for maximum fun time.
Oh, yeah.
And just going to step in close enough and purposefully make some noise.
She says, "Who's there? Who is that?
It's me, Toshelle. What are you
Morgan, is that
doing
you?
out here?
I just, I'm just so angry. I'm so, I. It's a long story, but that guy Fall. I I don't know. I don't know. I thought maybe he was taking me into the woods because he liked me and we were going to make out. And I just got wrong signals and I got so embarrassed and I ran off. I, I know everyone just thinks I'm this crazy person. I know everyone thinks that I'm just like this, that I'm just, you know, unhinged, but I'm really not. I know what I know. I've seen what I've seen. I'm the only person reading up on the history of this town. Why doesn't anybody believe me? Why doesn't anybody like me?
And I'm gonna step in a little closer and go, no, you're right about all of this, Toshelle, except for you brought some bad things along with you into the woods. And that's when I'm just gonna jump on her and ride her down to the ground and try to tear out her throat and start rending her.
Nice.
Roll
I
to
think
keep
she.
her alive.
I think she's pretty vulnerable, and you have the jump on her. I love it. I think that's a great.
Yep. I just want one scream to be able to get out before I tear her throat out. So it ends all of a sudden after it starts. And hopefully everyone else who's squabbling can hear that.
Oh, good, good. So everyone hears a scream peel out.
Yep. True terror.
Let's take our break now. Take 3 or 4 minutes.
Man, I love all the everyone just what a mess. It's so awesome.
This is so fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like the bloodiest version of like the forest scenes from A Midsummer Night's Dream, where it's just all these people
Oh,
running
man.
into each other and
Oh my
mistaken
god.
identities.
You're so spot on.
A Midsummer Night's teen horror movie.
I just can't wait to see what's going to happen next.
It's probably all going to turn out really well for everybody.
Well, as I recall, Midsummer's Dream pretty much is all's well there as well, right?
All right. This is an intense, weird, gruesome session. I like it.
It's like taking a 22 episode season of whatever show and just jamming it down into like 4 hours.
A lot of shows don't have like most shows don't have 22 hours of things happening. A lot of them just for about like 20 episodes. So I'm glad we got to the good parts.
You guys hear a scream. Maybe even before you and Jay can have your little like, what the fuck is going on here moment. What do you do?
Wow.
So I had wanted to say like there while I was passed out, and like I don't know at what point I'm coming to in all of this, but I was wondering if I could
first, and then you can hear the scream. I think that sounds great. Yeah.
But I was wondering if I could gaze into the abyss while I was unconscious.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Like as a dream or something. Yeah. What do you want to
know? Well, you know, I got knocked out by Akiko right after all that shit in the cabin. Like things have just spiraled downward and gone way out of control. And I think there, as I'm dreaming, like I'll link it all back together. It was that fall kid. It was when he showed up that everything started to go wrong. He was like he started all this, and I don't know. I still feel some sort of weird connection to him, and I'm wondering where he is, how I can find him. I'm sorry, you cut up there.
Oh, you guys did make out though, right? So it makes sense that you'd be, kind of wondering at least, right? In addition to all the other stuff going on. So, roll for Stark.
Wow. It's an 11 minus 1 is 10, and the move I picked up was Metamorphosis.
Mm-hmm.
So if this page will load and let me scroll down, I'll tell you what it does.
The Abyss will also show you what you must become, and you can permanently swap 2 of your stats.
Nice.
I feel it's sort of like a Mask's influence move.
Yeah, no, I like it. So it's kind of like, no, that's really good. And you can, okay, sounds good. We'll also show you what you must become. Do you have any thoughts there?
Swap it until the next time that you want to switch it.
Yeah. So let me look at your stats presently, just to get a sense of kind of what we're thinking here. So you've got hot. You've got. So you want to know what he is, right?
What he is and how I can find him again. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. You do have a dream. You have a dream that I think I'd like to just play out as a scene, if that's okay.
Sure.
So in the dream, you're walking through the woods and you get to this like little pond, right? Pond with, in the fall, it has like leaves all over it, right? But it's just a little pond, and you see Fall sitting on a rock looking at the pond, looking very similar to what he did before. And it's probably like, yeah, we'll say it's still nighttime. What do you do?
I think I come up like silently behind him, and in the I think the moon is shining down and like reflecting off of this pond here.
Mhm.
I think there's like a reflection of fall there.
Mhm.
And as I come up behind him, like it's just instinctual, like I look in the mirror to see how I look. I'm just curious who I look like here.
Right, yeah. I think you look like Jay, but you look like a version of Jay that's a little different. You look somehow like taller, more powerful,
Hmm.
a little bit more like Brennan, really, but still very much Jay. And he looks up at you and he says, "You're never going to be that unless you also embrace the darkness of this place."
I can be anyone I want to be. I
No
can be anything I want to be.
parlor tricks, glamoury. It's not
Hmm.
real. It's temporary.
I think I look back in the water and there it's flickered to like smaller, thinner Jay.
Mhm.
That's so the darkness, what do you mean?
Hmm. And he stands up. He takes his clothes off. And he takes your clothes off. And he says, "Maybe you don't need this. Maybe it's time to drop the mask and become your true self."
But without the clothes, like people don't even pay attention to me. I'm just nothing. I'm just boring and small and weak and femme, and no one wants to be around me.
And he takes your hand and he leads you to the pond. And you step in and you just keep going in deeper and deeper. And he turns and says, "It'll feel a little funny at first, a little painful, but in the end, when it's all over, when you come back, you'll know that ultimately it was the right thing."
Will you be there with me?
Yes, we'll both be here forever. And he just pulls you under, and you feel something touching your feet, your legs, your back. It is like, well, it's wrapping around you like tentacles. It embraces you, it holds you tight, it squeezes you hard so that you have to open your mouth and take in great big lungfuls of water. And
And
then
I
the game
think
is over.
Yeah, and I think like as it's doing that and as I'm sort of freaking out and breathing in the water, I'm just imagining like how I looked there in the water. I'm imagining that look in Akiko's eyes when she was looking at Brennan and
Yeah,
like falling for him, and it's just that's worth it. That's what I want.
yeah, absolutely. And so now let's just have a little scene with you and Brennan right before the scream, I guess. So
So yeah, I think I come like gasping awake like I was drowning or something.
And I'm like, what the fuck happened? You got to tell me what's up here.
ooh,
Like,
super creepy. You actually cough up some water too.
oh,
So yeah, I flip over and I'm like on my hands and knees, like coughing, trying to get up the last of this water. And I just look up, and it's Brennan, and I'm there like vomiting up pond water naked.
In the in the scraps of like your Morgan like disguise. What the fuck is going on, dude? I leave for like an hour and I come back and like what the fuck?
So I like scramble backwards and try and cover myself up, and I'm like, Brennan, where's fucking Kiko? She just kicked the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I mean, why? I mean, I thought she was like she disappeared.
I don't know. She's it's like she went crazy or something. She came back babbling some crazy story about her mother and the woods and blood, and I don't know what was going on, but she was just like she was crazed.
I'll stoop down again, like to be like closer. Like, look, it's clear there's some fucked up shit going on out here. Are you all right? You all right, dude?
I've been better. A little cold.
Yeah, I mean, let's get some fucking. I don't know like at what point the scream will come into this, but like my first instinct is gonna be like, all right, well, why don't you get like a fucking jacket on and like we can try to figure out what's going on out here.
Do you offer me yours?
The bloodstained jacket. Sure, I'll give you the jacket. Yeah.
So yeah, I think Jay's obviously shorter than you, so I think it's a little long. It's sort of
long.
Just barely mini skirt level sort of thing.
Right. And we're back to tank top Brennan, by the way.
Good with this all over.
And then you hear the scream.
Right.
What do you do?
We gotta what the fuck was that? Like, we gotta check that out. It could have been a Kiko, could have been Toshelle. I don't know what the fuck is going on out here.
And yeah, Brennan's running straight into danger. Like, that's what we need to do. Yeah,
duh.
And I'll say, yeah, let's go check it out. I mean, someone could be in danger. We have to save them. Heroically, muscly.
Yes.
Morgan, at what point do you want them to find you? Like in the middle of feeding, after the feeding?
I think they should definitely come across me in the middle of the feeding. I'll have the mask kind of tipped up on my head and be bent over so you can see the mask on the back of my head, and I'm pulling out some intestines and
nice.
Them down.
Would it be fun for me to grab the axe on the way there? Because we've still got that Chekhov's axe lying around.
That's true. You do. That's true. Yep. Chekhov's axe. Yeah.
I like that.
I could always come back for it as well.
Yeah. If someone's in danger, you'll need a weapon anyway, right? So
right. The axe is right there. I'll grab it. That way you don't have the gun anymore. I need to defend myself somehow.
You are there, and you see Morgan ripping out Toshelle's intestines in the moonlight. Keep your cool.
Yeah.
Tell me both. What are you afraid is going to happen right now?
Yeah, you see Morgan's head turn around.
Oh,
and her eyes lock with you.
By the way, Jason, what stats traded for me?
Oh, do I choose or do you choose?
I don't know. Like I said, I guess I was sort of like an influence.
I was leaning towards giving dark and volatile the pluses. So, yeah, like volatile to be more manly and dark because you kind of embrace the situation with.
Okay, it swaps two of them.
One swap happens. I think it probably makes dark and I think it probably swaps dark and hot. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Then keep your cool.
Yeah. What are you guys afraid that you're doing right now?
Brendan's pretty overwhelmed at this point. This is a lot at once. I think if I bomb this roll, he's just gonna faint or something. I don't know if Brendan's got it in him to handle this one right away.
Not go after Morgan with the axe.
Well, I mean that would be something to be afraid of. Yeah, that if it is Morgan who's causing this at the heart of this, that maybe I would have to kill her again.
I mean, you'll see it. I mean, the mask. I mean, she's to eat Toshel. She has to have the
Right.
mask off. So, I mean,
Well, I mean, I'm still like not processing the whole Morrigan thing.
that's a good point. Yeah, it's really unclear what's going on, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
But
I think-
even as an out of character thing, like you could be scared of like just impulsively axing her or whatever, but or falling.
Right.
I'm okay with
I
that.
think I'm scared of like whatever blood-eating monster is like has taken on Morrigan's skin now.
What about you, Jay?
I'm fucking terrified of Morgan right now. Like, she was righteously pissed at me, and now she's eating some bitch in the woods. I'm afraid she's gonna turn that on me.
Let's roll cold.
I failed. I got a 3 total on that, so I mean I'm fine just like fainting here or however you want to push that, but
Yeah,
I got a 10.
I don't keep the cool here.
So you kept your cool. You get to ask an insight question.
What is that mask doing to her?
I mean, you saw how Fall reacted to you having the mask on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fall like thought you like murdered him, like he had this like weird flashback PTSD thing, right? Clearly, the mask has some kind of evil power that maybe causes people to do murderous shit, right?
Huh. And okay, so I think that hits me, and I get this like flashback to the dream where he's saying you have to embrace the darkness of this place. You have to let it in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think you do faint, Brennan. Yeah, you just pass out completely. So the scene is just Morgan and Jay then. Role play.
Jay, not quite full yet. You stand up and start stalking towards you.
Morgan,
You've got some splaining to do, Jay.
and So I think as I come forward, I'm sort of like running my hands down the jacket here. Say, do you smell something familiar? Something you like here?
My blood? I see my blood all over that jacket, Jay.
Blood, your boy, everything.
My boy's right there. Are you going to try to be my boy again? You going to try to fuck with me some more, Jay? I thought we were friends, but that's obviously not the case.
I want to point out right now that, Morgan, did you ever define your other hunger before?
Yeah, the newest one is the hunger to dominate and control Brennan, so he has to pay attention to me, not let his dick lead him off anywhere else.
Yeah. Okay, well, sorry, continue.
Yep.
And I think I'll like button up the jacket at that point and say, "Isn't that what you want?" And I'm gonna like as I have
I love it. Roll.
Oh Jesus. It's a 4. As I very self-confidently say, "Isn't that what you want? Don't you want someone you control? Don't you want a Brennan who knows how to behave?"
And I think at that point, no matter how you react, Morgan, that's when you hear like the click of a cop siren, right? And you see up the hill, there's a couple of cop cars that are up nearby on the road, and that'll rouse you, Brennan. The noise of the sirens or whatever will wake you up out of your fainting situation.
Right.
I think you see yourself standing there, facing down Morgan. That's a situation, right?
Right.
Brennan, what do you
get
do?
less confusing, is it?
Right, and clearly Alex went to the cops. So I guess just the question is, Brennan, what do you do?
I do. What the fuck is going on? Like, what's like? I'm still like a little bit stunned, but like I'm like Morgan, is that you? Me? Is that can't? You're not me. No. Which one of you's Jay? Which one of you's Jay?
I'll just like reach out and grab the collar of the jacket and go shake him a little bit. Here's your fake right here.
Morgan, you're dead.
You see flashlights coming down the hill. Hello, hello, is anyone there? Hey, are you kids down there? There are cops coming down the hill.
I'm gonna like let go of Jay / Brennan, and I'm gonna go running off into the woods with.
I'll run after as well. I need to figure out what the fuck is up with Morgan.
So we've got 2 runaways on the table. What about you, Jay?
As Morgan lets me go, I'm also going to try and run in the opposite direction from them. But I'm trying to grab that stag skull mask before we separate.
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to
let's
get out
just
my
get all the runaways. Let me find out what the results are. Then I need a quick bio break, and we'll come back and resolve it.
Ooh, I got a success. Like an 8.
8. Okay, great. So an 8 is going to be. Which one do you choose on that one?
Well, I think that I'm leaving the axe behind anyway because I dropped it when I fainted.
Oh, right. And it's got your fingerprints on it. So and there's also Toshel's body. So great.
Which, like, clearly was not killed by an axe.
But, small town cops.
Oh, man. I love the Mercy Falls Police Department. MFPD.
Jay, what'd you get?
I got a 10.
Okay. You are going to get away. We'll talk about that. And what'd you get, Morgan?
I got a 9, so I get to choose. I want to run into something worse.
Love it. Okay. I need a quick power break. We'll come back, resolve those, and then that'll probably be the session at that point. So come back.
this playbook is so fun.
Oh, it's the first time I've seen the Cuckoo played, and it's a great skin. It is. It opens up so much opportunity for great interactions, and
Mhm.
misunderstandings, and misrepresentations between the players.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. I love all the weird, like, psychology of it too, where I'm trying to fit my brain around why do I constantly want to be these other people? Like,
Yeah.
what am I getting out of this here, sort of thing.
That's pretty cool. I'm running a Monsterhearts campaign for a group of people, and the guy who's playing the queen is playing the queen as if he's Tulpa, where he's just basically been manifested by his parents' desire to have a child, and it's so similar to like the Changeling or type scenario, and I see a lot of reflections with what's built in and baked into the Cuckoo skin that's kind of
Gotcha.
happening with his playbook.
But yeah, this whole messed up night has been
Oh
amazing.
my god! And it's like this is all happening within just mere hours.
It's like I feel like this is like a long night in the woods. It's like that Midsummer Night's Dream thing where like time like just kind of goes like haywire for a bit.
Yep, Midsummer's Nightmare.
Yeah. Yes. I think that would be like a potential title for this movie.
Yes. Yes.
Suppose if we're going like pure cheesy slasher, it'd be like a Midsummer Night's Scream.
Oh yes, that's even better.
Yeah, there we go. Oh man.
All right, I actually want to go find some image I can gimp up with that.
It should be like a thing in RPGs where you like name it like as you reach the end, once you like kind of know what story you've got here.
Yeah.
The title card.
Oh yeah, I got. Yeah, I really like how we've all been leaning into what everyone else is trying to do here at the table.
Yeah, this is certainly not where I expected any of this to go.
Yeah.
But there's just been a lot of situations on everybody's part of, okay, yeah, we're doing that now.
Yeah, I am so glad you picked that Cuckoo playbook, Patrick. It's just...
Yeah, I haven't seen it in play before, but it's been such a blast.
I have loved it.
Yeah, it's just so crazy.
I think the whole trio here, the combination is just really great. And then you add in like the ghost with Fall, and
yeah,
it's been a great campfire story set up.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
As soon as that mask, when you pulled that out of the backpack, I was just like, oh yes. It's like all those little nods the director and writer give to people who have been following the semi-connected stories.
I just started the 83 series, so I'm kind of eager to see how like the Shay Fall thing plays out, because I just watched this is the first episode. It's
a fucked up ride.
I'm counting on it based on where Shay/Fall ended up. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how we got there, but find out soon enough.
Yeah, it's interesting because when we first started playing Mercy Falls, and Philip, he just kind of like threw that into the game, and it became this big motif now that's been moving through Mercy Falls. It's been really interesting to see how Jason's woven that into the whole.
Woven what in?
The mask, that started off as kind of just a weird little add-in by Philip, and now it's
made
like
an appearance all across the whole series. Yep. The Mercyfall saga is quite intricate.
Yes.
I think we have 2 scenes here left, basically. I want to start with Jay. Jay, you get to safety. So where do you go?
I think it would be interesting to run across Fall one more time. Like
that.
find my way to him with the mask in the embrace of the woods and sort of
Yeah, I love it. Let's
finish
have
this transformation idea.
You find him exactly as you found him in the dream. In fact, by this pond, sitting on the stone. And he turns and says, "Well, we meet again."
Seems we were destined to meet again and again in this place.
That's kind of how it goes. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
Why do I feel so connected to you?
Why did you come back for summer camp in the first place? You didn't have to.
I don't know. I guess I've just been trying to figure out who I am. Who I am with the clothes, or who I am now without the clothes, who I am underneath.
I think you came back to the woods because, well, once it gets its hooks in you, there's really no getting away from it. It just kind of comes down to whether you want to embrace it or not, you know?
I mean, what's the alternative? Embrace their world out there? I mean, fuck that. I've tried all my life being a boy like everyone wants me to be, and that doesn't work out. No one believes it. I've tried being a girl like people seem to think I am, and that's just gone worse every time. I don't know. I don't feel like being in their world. I feel like being in my own world.
How about being in my world? Forever.
I mean, fuck, if I belong, that's where I should go.
He takes off his clothes, as in the dream. You take off yours, I assume.
Yeah, I take off the jacket, leave it there.
And he holds his hand out and says, "Come on."
I hold up my hand. It has the mask in it. And I say, what about this?
You don't need that. He tosses it to the side.
I think it lands on top of Brennan's jacket there.
Mm-hmm. And he kind of motions you. You guys step into the pond. And you don't go under quite right away. He kind of holds you like you're like two lovers skinny dipping in the moonlight, right? And he says, "If you do it by your own hand, that's what makes it permanent. That's what makes it so you never come back. On the other hand, if I do it," and then he wraps his hands around your throat and squeezes tight, "then we get to be here together forever." And he pushes you under. We cut there.
I think maybe just as the cut, like as I go under and there's that splash, there's just this like giant flock of birds, black birds that go flying up and swirling up into the moonlight.
Nice. Good. So you had, Brennan, you had followed Morgan, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put you guys both in the same situation here, basically. And you said that you chose to run into something worse, right?
Oh, that's much more interesting.
It's the absolute right answer here. You guys were running for a while. Just that adrenaline, that adrenaline that like just keeps you going, like you're both just like running and running. you maybe even eventually catch up to each other, right? And you find yourself in a clearing. You don't know where you're at in the woods, but you're in this clearing, and this clearing pushes up against like the side of a hill, and there's a hole in the ground. And it is beckoning to you, this hole in the ground. Whether you go or whether you don't go is, even if you make a move toward it, you don't get all the way. Because you'll hear a voice, a woman's voice. It's a voice that kind of feels like it's not coming from anywhere in particular. It's kind of coming from inside of you, like you hear it in your head, you know. It's calm, it's pleasant. I know this situation must be very, very scary for the both of you. I know you're wondering, what's going to happen to me now? Are they going to think I'm a murderer? Am I going to spend the rest of my life in prison? It's scary, isn't it, to think that your promising young lives would come to an end so abruptly. And you hear another woman's voice, a different voice, and this person's right there with you. She's an older woman. She's wearing a lovely two-piece women's suit and pumps. Who knows how she trekked out in the forest? And she's got a string of pearls on and bottle job blonde hair. She says, some of us have been trying to escape this place for a very, very long time. And we find, and she lights a cigarette, no matter what happens, it always pulls us back. That's what you have to look forward to. You're in it now. Tight. It's got you in its grasp. You know what I'm saying? And then you hear another voice, third voice. But there is a way to escape it. There is a way to finally be free. And a man, very tall, wide at the shoulder, jowly, big, 7 feet tall with his cowboy hat, cream yellow suit. He pumps a double barrel shotgun. And he presents it to you, Brennan. He says, why don't you go first, son? There's no more need to extend this pain. I think we'll just cut there.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was Camp Mercy Falls.
I love the mythology. Just keeps getting bigger and more convoluted, Jason.
It always reaches in and grabs you at the end, right?
Yep, I got goosebumps there at the end. Oh, all those wrap-up scenes were phenomenal.
Oh, that trio there was, oh my god, that was amazing.
As soon as you said there's a third voice, I'm like, all right, let's get it.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, that was really fun. I had that idea on the break. So, I was like, what could be worse? What's the worst thing that they could run into right now? Yes. So.
Yeah, I was really excited to find out what that worst thing was.
And the mythology is really interesting because we'll just count this as our debrief. The mythology is really interesting because we've learned something, right? Like, this fucking hellscape ends when you kill yourself, right? That's when it ends, right? And Sister Mary Edward, who is the first voice you heard, in the second series of Mercy Falls 83, especially, not in the first one, but in the second series of Mercy Falls 83, and in the third series of the mainline thing, we know she wants the kids to kill themselves. Like, she's trying to convince them to commit suicide, right? And I think that's why, right? I think she knows that that's how you bring the permanent. That's how you relinquish, or that's how you get it to relinquish its hold on you, right?
Except, of course, for Morrigan.
Well, but that was like an intentional killing oneself, right? I think that's the difference. I think it's the embrace of it, right?
Gotcha.
Oh, so intent matters.
Yeah. It may not even matter for Morgan because Morgan's a ghoul, but
Right.
but yeah,
I'm from Stony Brook, Iowa. I can go back anytime. I can be here.
I know.
Sure, you can.
I think we should, like, at the end of the credits, you got the after credit scene, and we see Brennan laying there in the bed with the I Heart Mercy Falls shirt, just laying there reading a book.
Mercy Falls, like, what is it, like? Come to visit, stay to, stay to live, or something like that.
Yep,
right?
you'll never want to leave.
I can get my pickup and leave anytime. I left the woods for a whole hour and a half. I came back, but that's not because it has like some hold on me.
Well, that was very fun. That was an excessively fun session of Monsterhearts. I don't even know what else to say, except it was beautiful. So.
Yeah.
All the scenes and miscommunications and confusions in the woods at night. It was amazing.
Yeah. I loved it. I was really happy with it. I was really happy with the, from a storytelling standpoint, I was really happy how the first session was like this. Let's peel away the NPCs. Let's tighten the situation, make it super intense. We have a moment that just blows it all up, and then we come back and like repopulate the scene.
Yeah.
Right? Aftermath, right? Like, I loved all that. I thought that was really great. But because in the end, as is appropriate, you all turned out to be the monsters, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm a normal person.
Yeah, that's true. You have the most claim on being a normal person. Fair enough. But Fall did not like. I know that you guys thought Fall probably killed all those people, right? But he didn't, right? Like that.
Oh yeah, I was so surprised when Akiko came into the clearing.
Right.
Genuinely shocked. Yeah,
I thought for sure there's no way she was real.
Yeah,
she was a manifestation from the woods.
But yeah, that sort of slow reveal that, like, oh no, that was just a joke, but it really was just the woods fucking with us.
So Fall was fucking with poor Toshell's heartstrings.
Yeah.
But all this coincidence lined up for just long enough for our stupid teenage brains to come to all these wild conclusions and start acting on them.
And behave in really stupid ways, like grabbing the weapon and leaving it where people can find it, and getting the cops involved, and
going on a weird cross-dressing sex rampage.
Right. like truly, like like the monstrousness lied with you. Right. So no, I love it. I thought it was really, really good. It was fun.
Yeah, I was telling them during one of the breaks, but this playbook was so fucking fun. The cuckoo
was really
skin,
enjoyable. Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, I think we got a really nice feel for the archetypes of each of the skins, like in this episode especially, right? Like we got like lots of like good, like this is what it's about. So
yeah, and Morgan's like ramping up hunger and carnality and just sort of creepiness through the whole thing was great.
Right. Yeah. Well, and also just when the mortal is so like there to be the object of emotional conflict, right? Like, and that all kind of played out really nicely. Ramped up considerably by the cuckoo's behavior, right? If you want to take it to 11, if you need to take it to 11 really fast, the cuckoo turns out to be a really good playbook for that. So
Just stirs the pot right up.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was really good. I loved it. I was having so much fun the whole time. I was really, really I was in it. Like 110%, like loving it. So.
I was loving every second too.
Yeah.
I mean, just it didn't matter if I was in a scene or not. Just watching all the awesomeness unfold.
I just wanted to see the next fucked up complication.
Yes. I'm like, There's another shoe to drop. Come on, there's more. Yep, there's more. Yes.
How can we screw ourselves just a little bit harder?
Right. Yeah, and then
I'll
and
go
then
get
and
the
then
booze
and then to
when
run
it's
in,
all
and then to run
okay.
into the and then to run into the rogues gallery at the very end, right?
Yeah.
Just boom, So yeah, I loved all that. It was good. So good, so good. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I really enjoyed it. I will remember this. I will remember this Camp Mercy Falls 2-shot for a long, long time.
Yeah.
This one's going to stick with me for a while.
This was my first Monsterhearts, and it was amazing.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's a great first way to experience Monsterhearts. I think.
Welcome to my favorite
you
game.
Really lucked out. Yeah.
No game gives me life like Monsterhearts does.
This is so good, and it's so well designed. The moves are just like everything. They just make
They do
everything.
so much work. Yeah, they do a huge amount of work. And
It's an extremely clean, like one page. Like there you go. This is like that. That's the game. I mean, shit.
Mm-hmm.
it is a hallmark of design for sure.
Yeah. And there's always like some point in a PBTA game where I want to do something and like I look down at the moves and my playbook moves and I'm like, I'm not sure how this works.
Yeah.
And every time I reached a moment of like, what do? I would look down and be like, oh, that move, obviously.
Yeah. Well,
Unless you want to examine the situation and figure out what the fuck is going on, you can't do that.
you can never do that. Yeah. Unless you want to risk gazing into the abyss, you can never like investigate. Right?
Yeah, no, don't pull that curtain back too far.
Yeah, it operates in a really, really nice space as far as like you can really just like you can kind of angle towards your skin moves, but otherwise if you want to just like kind of stay really like into the fiction, as long as like the GM or somebody's paying attention, the moves do a lot of the work, right? Like you just just arbitrating and adjudicating the scenes, like it's really, really solid. I love running it because the moves do so much work. I can focus on like the cool stuff like at the end there, right? Like the little mythos bits, the little tidbits, the stuff that kind of makes it feel really breathe on the page, right? Kind of alive, the backstory and all that stuff. So I love all that. It's really good. But yeah. You guys got the you managed to get the entire Mercy Falls, including Shay. You got the entire Mercy Falls Rogues Gallery except for Thomas. Thomas is the only one that didn't make an appearance.
Oh yeah.
If Thomas had showed up, Thomas, well, and Special Agent Belfontaine, if the two of them had showed up, like it would have somehow it would have been maybe too much, but like it would have burst at the seams at that point. But you got a full 4/6 of it though. So
I think that if Brennan doesn't take the big man's deal, I think that there's an interrogation scene with Agent Belfontaine coming up.
Exactly, like Agent Belfontaine is back, correct? Right.
And I think that was just like the perfect climax and direction for things, because we had that first session that was winnowing away and making everything more claustrophobic and focused in, and we got to this one and it just exploded with people everywhere.
All over the place. Yeah. Just
it was very much. It felt like the end of last session was like pulling off the Band-Aid or like tightening like this like crank or something, and then just like unleashing it at like the very end of that and carrying through like this entire session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for a 2-shot, it couldn't have gone any better. I mean, I just can't imagine it having gone any better. I mean, it was like exactly.
Yeah.
It happened precisely how it should have, and I was so pleased about that.
Yeah, I got everything I could have wanted out of the game for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the first session was so uncomfortable in a very good way.
I'm super happy that we got to have that first session in the way we did, because like as a GM, I was really proud of that first session, because I consider that to be one of my GMing strengths, like tension, and creating a sort of a scary claustrophobic situation. Like I think I'm pretty good at that, and I was really happy to be able to present that, right, to like do it, because it felt like probably the best expression of it that I've done, right? Like I really loved like that thing, but I knew also that we couldn't do that. We couldn't keep that up, right? Like, and the that very fortunate D10 roll that caused
Yeah.
Morgan's brains to be blown out.
Well, she had a backup plan, to be fair.
Yeah, I know, yeah, she was, yeah, that's true.
It would have
She was
been
gonna
just
keep
click,
pulling,
click,
but,
click,
yeah.
I mean,
Fair enough.
that would have been a great moment in the movie as well. Like, there's that moment of relief. Oh god, it didn't click, and then she just like there's like
Again.
a second
And again,
to-
yeah. You're like, no. You know,
You
that,
have, you have time for like a sigh of relief though, but then it's like, no, motherfucker.
she's not done. Yeah, I loved it. Well, but that moment though definitely was like, okay, it was like you said, like it was the release. It was like it was the catalyst for like a different feel in the
We
second
pulled the
session.
trigger.
Yeah. So I liked it. I was really happy with it. Yeah, super great. Well, that was great fun. You guys, I'm gonna let you guys go, but enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah, you too. Thanks
Thank
so much
you.
for editing.